Viewer discretion is advised. This is Harold Easter, a 41-year-old man from North Carolina. He tragically died from a suspected cocaine overdose while in police custody, following his arrest on drug possession and traffic violation charges. Disturbing video footage of the incident was released nearly 9 months after the event, raising complex questions about the confluence of drug use, racial disparities, and the criminal justice system. On the morning of January 23, 2020, Harold Easter was pulled over by the police, reportedly after engaging in a drug transaction.
Put your hands up!
Hands up! Hands up! Hands up! Do it now!
My man just got out. We had some weed. That's all.
Hands up!
Hands up! Open the door for you.
Put your hands up right now!
As officers approached the car, they appear to see Harold ingest cocaine in what seemed to be a last-ditch, desperate effort.
Now keep them up! Keep your hands up! Right now! Don't eat it! Stop. He's eating it. Get passenger, get passenger. Hands up.
He just got home, and I didn't want him to get in trouble. That's all. I didn't want him to get in trouble, man. He just got home.
Shut up!
We had some weed. He wanted to smoke a blunt.
Harold kept insisting that he had nothing in his possession.
I ain't had nothing but to smoke a little rock with. That's all. Smoke me a rock. That's all.
Open your mouth.
Lace me up.
Be still. Open your mouth. Lift your tongue out.
I was gonna smoke
Open
me a
your
rock.
mouth. Stick your tongue out.
What, man? I don't want to.
Why will you not look at me and do that? Look at me.
It's gay.
Open your mouth. Stick your tongue out.
It's gay, man.
Open your mouth. Stick your tongue out. Lift your tongue out. Keep your mouth open.
I don't got nothing in my mouth. That's what I tell you.
You got crack all over your tongue.
No.
Hold up.
Oh.
My bad.
Hey.
That's on me.
Listen, he don't got nothing to do with that, man. He just got home. They just got in the Jeep.
The cop points out that Harold has crack all over his tongue, meaning that he is well aware that Harold has consumed it. The cops are putting Harold under arrest as he continues to let them know that his friend has no involvement in this.
Got crack all over his tongue.
Yeah, he was trying to eat it.
Cause I ain't want him to get in trouble. I was gonna smoke me a rock fly. You know what I'm saying? I smoke flies. You feel me?
Judy Fly.
Yeah, Judy fly.
Been knowing that. Just lean up against
Who,
the car.
me? Yeah, y'all know I've been getting high.
This is gonna be part of the crack he was crushing when I was dealing with him. And here's another baggie located in front of the driver's seat.
Harold was apprehended by the law enforcement officers and was taken to the police station. On the way to the station, there were several indicators which should have been concerning to the cops. He needs to urinate, and also that he can't breathe.
No, I'm just doing this so I don't piss on myself. You hear me?
I feel you, brother. I wouldn't want to piss on myself either, so we're gonna get you
I know.
there.
I can't breathe.
You're talking, you're breathing.
I gotta piss.
We're about to take care of that. We're about to remedy that situation for you.
Oh boy.
These are very evident signs that something is not right. The officers continuously ignore these signs and do not seek any medical assistance for Harold.
Right now, man, you're talking because you're feeling like you need to talk.
Nah, I'm feeling like cause I gotta use the bathroom and I'm telling y'all the truth. I know what's going on.
What you need to remember is the more you talk, the more in trouble you get. So
I ain't getting in no trouble. I
just sit there quietly if I were you.
You won't let me piss. Forget what I did, shit, because I know I ain't do nothing wrong. That's why
I'll get it in a minute.
You talking about cause I swallowed something, you ain't gonna let me get no water. You supposed to let me get water and use the bathroom. Let me get a sip of water, man. Let me get some water. And you know y'all was supposed to let me get some water back there.
Hold up right there. Stop
Okay,
right there.
but just
Stop
let me
right
get
there.
a sip of water,
Stop
please.
right there for a second, man. You're gonna have to calm down.
Sarge, or whoever, can I
Face
please
that door
get a
for
sip
me.
of water, man?
Wait
first?
for a minute.
Take a minute to analyze the situation. In police custody is a man who has clearly ingested a lethal amount of crack cocaine, and the police are well aware of it, as shown in the body cam footage, but still the police continue to process him without thinking twice about getting him any medical assistance. Why has this happened? Is this not gross negligence by the police? The crime that Harold had been arrested for was possession. Now, take a look at the numbers and think if these are big enough to endanger a life. 3.5 grams of cocaine and 1 gram of weed. That's all. Are these numbers big enough to ignore your suspect's need for medical assistance and immediately jump into interrogating him? The answer is no. No amount of drugs confiscated would justify leaving him in an interrogation room unattended for almost an hour instead of providing immediate medical attention. Harold continued to request for water, and he kept conveying his wish to go to the bathroom to urinate.
I need water, and I gotta piss.
Eventually, he is escorted to an interrogation room and is left largely unattended for a significant portion of an hour. This is how it went.
I'm gonna bounce around, hey, let me bounce around.
You supposed to sit down over here.
I ain't doing it, just let me bounce around. I can't do anything.
Let you swing your arms around the stance.
Yeah, okay.
Right off the bat, you can see Harold's hyperactiveness. Cocaine is a stimulant, and its use often leads to increased energy. The person may seem overly awake or hyperactive.
If I sit down, it's gonna hurt.
In about 5 minutes, I'm gonna come back and get you.
You sure, man? Cause he got sucked, man. That's why I was him. I can take my shirt off.
Yeah, let me take a look. I got hot. You already know what you do, man.
I ain't got no tongue ring.
Cocaine overdose can raise body temperature to dangerous levels, a condition known as hyperthermia. We can see that Harold has begun to feel hot. High body temperatures can lead to organ dysfunction, including liver and kidney failure. Harold continues to grow more restless and hot.
Motherfucking drugs off a motherfucker. And if I got one on me for something else, I motherfucking will. Thank you for feeding.
Cocaine use can cause excessive sweating and reduced fluid intake, leading to dehydration. We see throughout the whole ordeal that Harold keeps asking for water.
Let me get some more water. I need some water because I need piss. I'm getting dehydrated.
Additionally, cocaine can disturb the balance of electrolytes, such as sodium and potassium in the body, which is critical for normal cellular function.
But y'all gonna let me die here? Oh, dehydration? If my piss up, they come in here and see I'm missing shit on myself.
Y'all going to let me die in here? Harold said as he begins to probably realize something is not right.
I ain't playing nobody, but I tell the bitch, you playing my life, we go like that. We want to get. And the police, DEA, everybody know it.
This is 25 minutes into the uncut interrogation footage. Harold has not stopped talking for well over 25 minutes in police custody. Not even a small break of 5 to 10 minutes since he's been arrested. Just talking and shouting. How has this not alerted the authorities yet? 30 minutes in. 35 minutes in. 39 minutes in. The cops continue to ignore his behavior in only what can be assumed as hopes of Harold's cocaine consumption symptoms subsiding. Cocaine overdose can lead to severe agitation, confusion, paranoia, and delirium. Throughout the footage, one can see Harold's condition worsen and heighten as time passes. It is around the 40-minute mark we can see visual signs of Harold losing control of his motor functions and body. It begins with him slowing down and leaning over the table.
If you try to let me die, which I'm not gonna do, I don't have abilities. So, you know what I'm saying? I gotta smoke a whole kilo or something. I ain't never died. I said what I would say, because y'all know what a kilo is.
Even though the audio is terrible, you can hear Harold mention death here again. Excessive cocaine use can cause confusion, agitation, and hallucinations. During an overdose, these symptoms can escalate, leading to loss of consciousness, coma, and potentially brain damage due to a lack of oxygen. Take a look at the exact moment where you can see the overdose evidently take over Harold's body as he collapses.
I was there. Yeah. You ready? I'm going to die. I die.
It is taxing to watch Harold go through this, and also massively astonishing how the man continues to stay up, even when his body is malfunctioning like this. Harold's speech continues to get more and more incoherent, and he is visibly becoming more and more delirious too. Eventually, Harold collapses in the interrogation room on the interrogation table, while his body continues to shut down. The combination of cardiovascular, neurological, and other effects can lead to multi-organ failure, where multiple vital organs cease to function properly. This is often a primary cause of death in cocaine overdoses. 47 minutes into the footage is when the footage gets the most graphic. Harold suffers a massive seizure and falls to the ground. Viewer discretion is advised. Harold continued to seize up. He experienced seizures for well over 7 minutes before he received any attention from law enforcement.
Seizure. Hey, Harold.
2 doses of Narcan, typically used to counter opioid overdoses, but ineffective against cocaine overdoses, were administered to Harold, but his condition deteriorated rapidly. An ambulance arrived by 1:21 p.m., but Harold had already suffered cardiac arrest. Despite efforts at the hospital, Harold Easter, the 41-year-old father of 4, died at a hospital 3 days later as a result of the cocaine overdose and the negligence he was subjected to. Immediate medical attention is paramount when someone experiences a seizure due to a cocaine overdose. It ensures the person's safety by providing a controlled environment where healthcare professionals can assess the situation and address any immediate life-threatening issues, such as blocked airways or injuries sustained during the seizure, and the broader consequences of cocaine overdose, such as heart attacks, strokes, and multi-organ failure. In September 2020, Mecklenburg County District Attorney Spencer Merriweather characterized Harold Easter's death as a profound failure in standard custodial care procedures. However, he noted that the officers involved could not be criminally charged due to insufficient evidence to establish a direct link between their delay in providing medical treatment and Harold's eventual passing. Yet, this is what Chief Johnny Jennings said in a press conference following Harold's death.
Our policy is pretty clear, cut and dry, that if you believe or should know that someone ingested a narcotic, then you should call medic immediately. And medic should come to the scene and treat that individual. Also, the policy used to state when you put someone inside of an interview room or when someone's in your custody, you are not to leave that person unattended for more than 15 minutes. That policy changed immediately back in January, or maybe it was February, early February, that we no longer have a time frame that you have to monitor. You have to continuously monitor both audio and visual. So you're either monitoring on through a video and audio camera, or you're in person with that individual. So those are some of the changes that we made there. Now, again, you mentioned what should have happened. As soon as they secured Mr. Easter in handcuffs, somebody should have gotten on the radio and asked dispatch to start medic their way to do an evaluation for him.
After Harold's death, 4 officers and a sergeant resigned. CMPD also made changes to their internal policy, now requiring officers to keep watch of people in their custody every 15 minutes. In October 2020, the family organized a rally in which about 50 people walked through Charlotte carrying banners and shirts emblazoned with Harold's face. Harold's family settled a wrongful death lawsuit they had filed against the city of Charlotte and 5 officers involved in Harold's arrest, claiming negligence and constitutional rights violations. The city of Charlotte paid $800,000 to settle the lawsuit.